Hi.
Hi,
Well, I've
Lara.
interviewed Amanda, and he's told me she's next to an ancient site, 6,000 years old, which is lined up against the equinox. And so I thought it'd be really good to talk to Amanda a bit about what her sort of description, explanation of what the equinox is and what it means for us, because we're coming up to it this weekend, tomorrow.
Hi, Lara. Thank you.
Hi.
I've come along here to this beautiful site this morning. We're on the equinox weekend, and I've been following the weather this week, and because underneath that mound behind me, there is an ancient dolmen, a burial chamber that was, as Lara said, constructed around 6,000 years ago. And on each equinox, the light from the sunrise travels up the entrance to the chamber, up a long dark tunnel into the real depths of that mound, into a chamber, and lights up the rock faces and creates incredible shadows, and is a really special feeling of deep connection to our ancestors and where we've come from. And so the equinox for me is a reminder, and coming to a place like this is a reminder, that we are resilient beings, that we have survived and thrived through thousands of years of incredible things on this earth, and that we have that within us all the time. And the spring energy for me is about connecting to the life force that's in the earth, that's rising now, with the sap rising in the plants and the trees, and that you can tap into by just spending time amongst them. So that's what the spring equinox energy is all about for me, is to remembering who we are, that we are extraordinary beings that have evolved through many, many crises and earth happenings, nature and human made, and that we will be here for a long time yet. And that we need to remember that always, so that we can continue to thrive on this planet.
That's lovely. And it's a really, really good antidote to the fear that lots of people are feeling, even before COVID, but about the end of the world. I think people are missing that connection to the strength and the power of us, of nature and biology. That's really lovely. So the spring equinox this weekend is really when spring starts. And as you said, the sap is coming up through from the earth out into the buds. And I'd encourage other people to go out and look at the trees, which they still look a bit bare sometimes, unless you really look and observe and listen to what's going on. The leaves are coming out now. It's an exciting time. So happy springtime. Yeah.
And you can, some of the trees, like the pine trees and the spruce trees, the little tips of their pine needles, the new growth, you can drink that as a tea, and it has full of the spring energy. So many of the plants around at this time are here to help you cleanse from the winter, sort of being a bit sluggish, and sort of lots of wild herbs, sort of easily found in hedgerows and around on nature walks. But just check with your sort of resources and get a nice foraging book, and just make a simple tea. All you need is a wild herb and some hot water.
Amazing. Yes, that's fantastic. I actually just interviewed an artist, a visual artist called Oliver Barnett, who's in South Africa on Table Mountain. He goes up there every day. And his tip was have a ritual of tea making. So it's really, really apt that you were the next person. Well, the next person actually I've interviewed, and you've mentioned it again. So yes, let's urge people, because I just want to urge people to spend time outdoors, but to do that and to get the energy from spring, from the sap, from the plants. I suppose people can reach out to you for some support on that front. Maybe. Absolutely. Yeah. Wild Edge Walking on Facebook and on the internet, on a website.
Yeah, and as a forest therapy guide, we were through Amos Clifford's work, inspired by forest bathing. We always end our walks with a tea ceremony. So I used to be a cook many, many years ago, so I add a nice homemade cake.
I did too. You add a what? Little cake too?
Yeah, I add a nice homemade cake, using some foraged ingredients if I can.
Oh, yummy, delicious. All right, well, it was lovely talking to you. Really lovely that you were able to spend some time explaining equinox and spring equinox to us. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Laura, and have a beautiful weekend.
You too. Bye.